Me and Mara had went out to downtown Orlando to find some more architecture types around the city.
It was really pretty in there, and we had a really good time.
Yeah, there's a couple times we didn't have fun, but we'll share more of that. But we spotted a pagoda in the distance.
So we headed there, and it was really hot, though. I was sweating.
Yeah, we were sweating. It was so hot. But it was overall a good time because it wasn't crowded or anything like that.
Anyways, we spotted some geese in the distance, so we went to see them.
Yeah, there's also a cool fountain, and there's some cute little ducklings.
They were adorable.
Mara was scared of them, though. Since I was born there, I know how to deal with them, so. But yeah, we were walking to the pagoda. And pagodas in general are in places like China, Japan, Korea, Nepal, Vietnam, and etc. They were used for religious purposes. Most of the time were for Buddhism.
Pagodas can be in different sizes, usually ranging from 1 floor to 15 floors, and they were also used to store ancient and sacred writing.
Because they were known to attract lightning, it is the reason to why they were seen as spiritually charged places. We were walking down the park area, and it was just very lovely. We didn't go in the park, though.
There were a lot of really nice kids, though. Oh.
But, yeah. I was dumb and thought that was like an
architecture.
Like zooming in on like those parts of the doors like more of an architecture type, but that didn't happen. Told Mara to dance under the little art installation.
It was very fun.
Mm-hmm. We had also come across this building which has a
double pot-bellied balustrade. There are railings that have a deep curve to them.
Yes, and I found some flat ones. I don't know if they also counted as them because they weren't like deep-bellied. But apart from that, Mar was also like harassing the statue of a man and that was naked.
Because his pants are falling off.
You have no excuse.
Okay, fine.
And then we were walking down. We had went to Publix just to cool off from the heat because it had really nice AC inside. It was nice.
It was very nice. We didn't get anything though.
Yeah. I had post more like devoted figures. And we had Froyo. What did you get? I forgot.
I got just vanilla. Everything vanilla and sprinkles.
I had dulce de leche and vanilla. It was really good. Yeah, and I took some more scenic shots of like where we were and all that. It was overall like a good like walk away from the library.
Yeah. Gay. Sorry, pride.
And there was a skyline.
So we saw a dome in the distance in church, and a dome is a curved house here, which sometimes can be made out of glass to allow more lighting because of its spherical shape. The sign reminded me a lot of Art Deco. It was extremely popular around the 1920s and 30s, and is usually characterized by its geometric shapes. Lake Eola was also founded around the late 1800s, but it was first built on in like 1912. Like the fountain was the first thing that was built on it. So I assume it went through like those phases of like the 1920s and 30s. And there's Mar posing. But as you can see, there are a colonnade of Doric order columns. There were clear story windows, stained windows, pediments, and columns that included a fluting and capital. And we went to the library and had like a fun time. We went up the stairs, and it was just overall like a great time. I even like had Mar point at the ceiling for like a stupid reason because it looked very similar to like one of the ceilings in the architecture vocab that you had. Listed, yeah. And now we're gonna talk about the bad times that we had. The bad times. So we're gonna go chronologically, and basically it went like it went from like me having a bad experience to both of us having a bad experience to Mar having a bad experience. So yeah, I'll go first. So before Mar had like got dropped off at the library, I was waiting outside for them, just making sure everything was okay because I think your mom was confused about where to go and all that. And so I was just texting and looking up terms before we actually start recording. And this guy comes up and is like, "Oh, are you Muslim?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am Muslim." He's like, "Oh, assalamu alaikum." I'm like, "Alaikum assalam," giving greetings and all that. I was like, he's probably a good guy. He was not. And he starts talking to me about sex. And I'm like, I don't think I am well equipped to know this knowledge of this thing that you are mentioning. But he then starts talking about how which mosques have good wife candidates, like good wives, and I'm like, I don't think any mosque would have like its purpose to have like a wife, like a main thing to like have people find wives and all that. So I couldn't really answer his question, nor did I want to. And then he was like, "Oh, you women are so one-checked minded, thinking that guys only want things for sex or wives for sex and all that. And I'm like, I never said that. It's just like bad experiences in the past and present. And it was just, he would start talking about how if he had a wife, he could eat her pussy. And I'm like, I guess you can't, like, you know, do that to your wife as long as there's consent and all that. And he doesn't walk away at first, but then he asks what my name is. I give him my fake name because I've used that a lot of times, which is Jasmine. And he left and then started walking back to me and had asked, oh, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm a minor. And then he was like, oh, I can eat young pussy. I was like, what? This guy's crazy. Like, well, does he have no shame, like, at all? Like, in front of a library, too. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. And he walked away. But I got scared because he was, like, walking back and forth at the library and outside the library and all that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and walk away. So I found a lady, and she let me stay with her for some time. And that was amazing. I love her so much. If she does ever see this video, like, somehow, if it was, like, somewhere got, like, leaked, and she sees it, thank you so much for letting me stay with you. But now we talk about both of our experiences.
So we were walking back from the church to the library to get some more recordings, and we see this man. He was walking like the opposite direction across the street, and he had a dog with him.
Yeah.
And then he looked at us, and then he started yelling from across the street. What was it?
He said, do you guys want to smoke? We can have a good time together. Like, it was so nasty.
Yeah, we were kind of grossed out, and we're like, no, thank you.
Yeah. I had told him, let's stop over here for a second, because I don't want to, like, walk over there and he can catch up to us with his dogs. His dogs are big. Like, they're big dogs. Mm-hmm. And so after some time, we walk back to the library because he's gotten in his car and he's already, like, buckled up and all that. And we're like, okay, it seems pretty safe. And then Mar didn't notice this, but I noticed it. And he had rolled, like, he moved his tongue in a provocative way looking at us, and it was, like, so nasty. I was, like, so icky inside. It was, yeah, it was nasty.
Really
I'm glad he didn't see it. Like, I was literally about to throw up. It was so bad.
Yeah. And then after we went to the library and Yasmin left, I was by myself. My mom and sister were in the first floor, and they were sitting there because my mom was working on report cards, and I went upstairs, and I was, like, looking for books and stuff. And then I was going down the aisle, and then there's this guy. He's kind of just standing there in this one aisle I wanted to go to, and he was, like, staring into the distance. He wasn't, like, really looking at books or anything, and I was like, weirded out a bit. So I was like, okay. And then I kind of just sped past him, and then I was, like, in a safe distance, just looking for books in the same aisle. And then he started walking up to me, and he was, like, asking me, I think it was a question, I'm not too sure, but he was speaking to me like a different language. I think it was Portuguese or French, but I'm not too sure since those languages are kind of similar. And he got way too close to me than he should have. Like, I could literally smell him. Like, it was that close. Nasty. And he kind of started putting his hands around me, and I was, like, trying to put his hands around me. Like, he didn't really touch me, but he was trying to. And then I laughed awkwardly, and then I just ran.
Yeah, it's just a very interesting day. I mean, I would rate it like a 6 out of 10 because, like, it was really fun. We had Froyo, and we talked a lot and all that, but those experiences really brought that day down. You know, it was really hot outside.
I would rate it an 8 out of 10 just because it was the only thing that really bothered me is that really is hot, but things like that happened
all the time,
so it's not like it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it's not time that we're like desensitized to it. It's like we should expect this by now, but we shouldn't.
We shouldn't,
morally
especially because we're minors.
We're minors and look very feminine. So
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, we had a really fun experience, and thank you for watching the video. And bye.